Hi, welcome to PaleoTV. This is Josephine and I'm Tara, and we're here to help those who are doing the CrossFit Paleo Challenge this Thanksgiving weekend. We know that there are so many obstacles already with our diet and challenges, so we're going to create for you a paleo pumpkin pie that's going to taste almost exactly like real pumpkin pie. So Josephine is the expert in this field, so we're going to start with what we need for our crust.
Okay, so Tara, we get the food processor and we'll start putting the ingredients in it. Okay, so we'll start with our ingredients. Our first one is 1 1/4 cups of walnuts. And make sure you get the ones that don't have salt.
1 1/4 cup of walnuts, okay.
And then we have our 8 to 10 dates.
Okay.
And just
get a fork.
Fork them in, and don't put all the liquid in yet because we're going to see how much liquid we need once we start chopping.
Okay. So how many are we putting in here again?
8 to 10.
8 to 10.
So
softened
go
dates.
with 10.
Okay.
So, and now we're going to put in some unsweetened shredded coconut. So we're going to put in a 1/4 cup.
Okay, 1/4 cup coconut.
And now we have a 1/4 cup of ground chia seeds. This is optional, but it's nice to add more protein to the crust, and it's also good and healthy omega-3 fatty acids.
And where would you find, where would you buy chia seeds?
Nature's Emporium.
Okay.
The ground ones.
So, or like a health food section maybe?
Yeah. And now we can start blending it.
Okay.
And we'll see how much water we need to add. Okay, so what we did was we added about a teaspoon of thyme of the date water just so we could get a sticky consistency, and now we're going to press it into the pie dish. And so basically what I do is I usually just wet the backs and the fronts, and I push it down to the bottom hard as we can because that makes a better crust in the long run, and then we're going to rise it up to the sides of the dish. Okay, now that the crust has been all patted down, we can work on the filling. So I'll give you this bowl here.
Why don't I put this in the oven while we're doing the filling?
Sure. So we have 2 cups of pure pumpkin puree. I would get the one that's real pumpkin, not the pie filling, because the pie filling has sugars and spices already added. So that is pure pumpkin.
Pure pumpkin.
Okay. And then we're going to add 1 cup of coconut milk. And get the regular coconut milk, not the light stuff. Who knows what they do to it to make it light.
This is more of a natural form then?
Yes, straight from the coconut. And we're going to have 1 tablespoon of maple syrup.
Okay. Now
maple syrup isn't really paleo, but we're only putting in 1 tablespoon. So between, if you had 8 slices of pie, that would be less than 2 mils per slice. So we're kind of cheating there.
But it's a little cheap.
Yeah, it's not worth talking about. And now we've got 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. I've kind of cheated in this way. Instead of using cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger, this has it all in here. So 2 teaspoons. I'll just sprinkle that in. And then our last ingredient is just some sea salt. There we go. And it calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. I just kind of grind it in. And that's probably about a 1/4 teaspoon. So I don't know if you want to mix that up for us.
I can smell the pumpkin.
Yeah, so just mix it up well so all the spices get into every part of the pie. And then we're just going to pour this into pie shell, stick it back in the oven, and about 20 to 30 minutes we'll have our pumpkin pie.
That's great.
I'll get the crust for you. Watch this a lot.
Okay. Now, would you recommend cooking the crust till it's almost done first and then putting the mix in? So is that what...
I actually wouldn't, because this crust cooks pretty quickly because of the fats from the nuts.
Okay.
So I would do it all at once.
All at once.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you ever find that it does seem too runny, I actually did this the other day. I stuck the oven on broil for a couple of minutes just so the heat was just coming from the top.
Okay.
But definitely keep an eye on that.
Now this looks good then?
It's fantastic.
Great.
Okay,
Put it in then.
do you want me to hold the bowl?
Sure. Thank you.
There we go. And this will make a perfect Thanksgiving pumpkin pie. And then you can rant and rave to all your family and guests how healthy it is. And maybe you can get them hooked on paleo as well. Okay, so put that back in the oven.
Great.
If it's hot, no.
So while the pumpkin pie is in the oven, why don't you tell us a little bit about the book that you're reading right now?
Sure. It's called The Paleo Solution. It's by Rob Wolf. He's the expert in paleo diets. He owns a gym and has studied, he's a biochemist in background, and he has studied Paleolithic era and the diets for years, and he's put this out. It's a great read because he's very funny, and the wit comes in through all of his words. And at the back, there's actually a 30-day meal plan to get you started, and I recommend it. And you can get this on Amazon.com or chaptersindigo.com.
Great. And if there's anything that you would like us to show you how to make, or you want to just answer to our blog and put some comments up about what you saw today, that'd be great. So we'll do more of Paleo TV in the future. Thanks for joining us, and happy Thanksgiving!